Hello, all of my friends! Today is a very special day because we will be reading our very first story for Truth and Reconciliation Week. I don't know if you have heard, but on September 30th, Canada has a brand new holiday, and it is called the National Day of Truth and Reconciliation. Now, usually when we think of holidays, they are about happy things that have happened. But this holiday is actually to help us remember about some mistakes that Canada has made in its past. Now, on this special day, we need to listen to our Indigenous friends and family and elders, and we need to learn from them so that we can help make Canada a better place in the future. And we should always be trying to be great and happy and helpful people. But it is still important for us to have a day to help us remember and help us to keep working hard to make this world a better place. Today, one of the library's great friends named Sarah is here to read us our story time story. And she is going to start by introducing herself in Ojibwe.
Ani Bojo, Sarah Adishnikos, Chiging Donjaba. This book is called The Circle of Caring and Sharing, written by Teresa Corky Larson Johnson, illustrated by Jessica Von Inierberger. Teresa is a respected elder with roots in Red Deer, Didsbury, and Musclasses First Nation. There once were two foxes who were best friends, and they lived on the plains where the sky never ends. One day, these two foxes had a terrible fight. They were no longer friends when they went home that night.
Oh no, those two foxes had a big fight and now they don't feel like being friends anymore. That is so sad. Did you see all of the different types of animals living in the prairies? This is an amazing looking animal and it's called a prairie chicken.
The two foxes refused to talk the next day, which made their friend sad and not want to play. That's sad. An older buffalo knew just what to do. She went to Kokum, the owl, who said, "Hoo, hoo, hoo. We should hold a sharing circle today so that we can all hear what our friends have to say."
A sharing circle? That sounds like an interesting idea. I wonder what they're going to share in this circle.
So they gathered the animals from all around to come sit in a circle on the ground. This circle is sacred. This circle's for sharing. It connects the community in a way that is caring. Circles are really sacred and special because everybody can see each other and everybody has a place in the circle and nobody's at the front and nobody's standing, everybody's sitting so that everybody in the circle is equal and what they have to say is equally important. We're gathered today because of a fight to bring all our feelings out into the light. The animals took turns passing the stick to speak. Some gave a loud roar, others just a squeak.
Have a special stick that they hold when it's their turn to talk, which means nobody is arguing or talking over each other. That is such a smart idea.
The foxes listened to each other explain why their feelings were hurt and causing them pain. Each person can only speak when they're holding this little stick with the feather. Everybody has to listen if they're not holding the stick. Now that the foxes understood what went wrong, they could go back to getting along. When they were hugging there, do you see? Everybody looks much happier. The animals thanked Kokum for bringing them together. They knew they would be friends forever and ever. And the last page tells which animal characters there were and says their name in Cree. For the foxes, they're called Muxis, and that's the First Nation that the author is from.
Thank you, Sarah, for reading to us today. I I loved that story so much. And I think we should take what we learned and use it to make a craft today. For our craft this week, you are going to need some glue, scissors, crayons, and your week 4 Storytime bundle. Be careful not to lose this little piece as you're taking everything apart. You will have a green circle for the plains in our story, a blue circle for the river, a page with a bunch of animals, and 2 coloring sheets that talk about Orange Shirt Day and being kind to everyone. To start this craft, we need to color in all of the animals, and you will notice that all of these animals were in the story we read today. And we are even going to color in a talking stick. Once all of the animals are colored in, it is time for us to cut them out. Try and cut as close as you can to the edges of each animal. We want everyone to fit all around the outside of the circle evenly, just like Sarah told us. We want to make sure nobody is in front of anyone else. Use your glue stick and take your animals one at a time and start sticking them around your circle of grass. You can see I'm placing everyone very close together to make sure everyone fits around the outside. Now that everyone is in our caring and sharing circle, it's time for us to add our talking stick. This is where that little golden clip comes from the beginning of our craft. Use that clip to poke a hole right in the middle of our grass circle. Pop! It will go through really easily. Now that there's a hole in your grass circle, you need to put a hole in the talking stick as well. Poke! And last but not least, we need to put a hole in the middle of our river. Now we can stick everything together with our little golden clip and then flip it over and open the clip up, and all of this will stay together. Now we can spin our talking stick and point it to whoever's turn it is to talk. You can also spin your whole grass circle around and around over the river. This craft will really help us remember everything we learned today. And don't forget to write your name on the back. Here is a look at some of the crafts our friends have been doing this month. I can't wait to see you all again next week for another story time. Goodbye!